What's up, WikiManiacs? That's right. It's not a white guy on a Friday. It's a brown guy instead. Reddit on Wiki starts now.
In therapy.
Hello, it's your boy Sean with me, John, and Canada. We're going full on mag. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Just kidding.
Pause.
Josh,
Pause.
insert the eagle sounds. Exactly right. We're going full American this episode. We got me, we got John, and from Ye Olde Crime, we have Mama Linz, the Cultivate podcast mother of us all. Hello.
Hello. It's so nice to be back with my boys. Well, 2 of my 3 boys.
This motherfucker gotta get us canceled in like 2 seconds in the damn episode. What is going on?
If they've listened to the show, they know we're staunchly against it.
This is why I was like, do you want me to take this, Sean? He's like, no, I got it. For said reason.
Oh, I've been planning this. Just kidding.
This motherfucker wants us to go back to work so bad.
Yeah, I'm tired of being the only one goddamn working over here. I'm sick of it.
Cue the bald eagle screech.
But Josh, put the actual bald eagle one, the one that sounds really sad. Bald eagle sounds are fake. I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
But yes, Linz is here to join us. Josh is unavailable, but we have an even better person here. Linz, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Big shade to Josh.
It's been a while. I think I missed your last episode that I wasn't. I think you subbed for me last time. And then the time before that was when I got almost excommunicated from my church, but that's okay. We're fine with that.
That confessions episode with Linz will go down as one of the funniest shit I've ever done in my life.
I honestly want y'all to do it again because it was funny to watch.
Oh, God. Please make that happen sometime. I will be there in a second. Please, I will make it happen.
Guys, if you're not a day one, if you don't know about the confession episode, it's truly a masterpiece. On par with the court episode. I will say the one-off episodes that John or Josh comes up with, never me, because y'all know, it's truly, they're always so good. Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
It's hard to recreate. Sometimes the court ones, people don't love them. But so far on Confessions, we've done it once or twice, and it's been a hit every time I think. So really check those out if you haven't yet. And look forward to one in the future, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Before we start the episode, Linz, would you like to give the shout out up top?
Sure. It's been a hot minute, so if you have never heard my voice before on this show, I am Lindsay, and I host a true crime history comedy podcast called Ye Olde Crime with my younger sister, Madison. So if you like history, like learning about strange things that took place before the 1900s, maybe your poisonings, murders, there's some cannibalism thrown in there, natural disasters, come give us a listen. We try to cover history through a comedic lens, so it's more palatable, especially when it involves eating people.
Hey, yo.
Put some tartar sauce on that.
Oh my God.
Delicious. Really make sure if you enjoy this episode, check out Ye Olde Crime, get more of Linz. We all need a little bit more of Linz, if I'm being quite honest. But before we start the episode today, ladies and gentlemen, anything else?
Oh, yeah. Check out our merch. Reddit on wikishop.com. I believe the merch this month was designed by one of our Wikimaniac, Joy, and it was Mayflowers by what Sean put on our Reddit on wikishop.com. Again, every 50% of profits for the end of the month will go towards charity. And thank you to all the Wikimaniacs who has voted or casted their suggestions on the Patreon post. We don't know what we're going to do yet, but best believe it's going to go towards a great cause at the end of the month.
It usually goes all the way to the end of the month. So get your votes in, and then we donate the first of the next month. So
absolutely.
Yes. All right. With that being said, I got some stories for you guys. I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh, time out. One more thing. If
Oh,
you're not
shit.
a $10 patron and you want to see Sean get roasted for like 20 minutes straight, sign up and watch that live stream because that was fun.
Yeah, we won't make any reference to it, but it
We
was
won't.
the worst time of my entire life.
I'll tell you all about it after, Lynn.
We won't get into it because I was in an emotional crisis for probably the following 48 hours afterwards.
Oh my God.
Sometimes it's just the boys roasting me. This time it was literally every $10 patron. I said, wow, this is crazy.
I think I peed my pants a little bit during that time.
I think I've never seen you laugh harder, and that's what made it hurt worse.
Oh,
My fifis are hurt.
Oh, understatement, Linz. But yes, as customary with Friday episodes, all of these are coming from Am I the Asshole? Or Am I the Asshole with the H? Or wherever. But yes, these are all curated on our subreddit. So let's get right into it. I'm going to be real upfront, guys. None of these ones are good. None of these ones are happy. We're going to be pretty sad this whole time, I think.
Aw.
all assholes.
Kind of. Oops, all assholes.
That's the name of my memoir. Oops, all assholes.
Oh my God. I can't wait to get my autographed copy.
Lynn's analysis.
Okay, so this first one was cross-posted by Solid Ashford. I mean, at this point, GOAT. This one's titled, Am I the Asshole for Refusing Full Custody of My Daughter After My Husband Asked for a Divorce?
Hmm.
So like the husband doesn't want to take care of the kid fully too?
I can't give you spoilers, John.
I need more information. Why don't you want to take care of your kid?
Yeah, why don't you want, if not full custody, at least partial custody of your child?
Yeah. What's the term for it? Is it joint custody? Is that what the term is?
Joint custody, yeah.
Mm.
Hmm.
Everyone sucks in this scenario.
Yeah, if you don't want your kid, that's really shitty. I'm going to go asshole.
Let's see.
I'm going to be preemptive.
That's what we need. That's what we want. We want the preemptive.
Pulling the trigger. Pulling the trigger.
Shooters shoot, Lynn. Shooters gotta shoot.
Don't say that. We're all Americans.
Especially as American. No.
Pew pew gun gun.
No insurance. Bah.
Who cares about healthcare when we have these bad boys? Fuck. I hate our lives. Anyways,
Yeah.
I, 31 female, have been together with my husband, Alex, 33 male, for 7 years, married for 4. Yeah, that's valid. Sorry, did quick maths there. Wait, right? That is valid.
31 and 33 for 7 years. So she was 20. Oh, God. My meds are wearing out.
24,
30,
26. We've had
24,
worse.
Yeah,
We've had worse. We've had way
That's not
worse.
that illegal.
That's
Yeah.
not bad.
Mid-20s, that's fine.
Yeah. Alex was always really excited about the prospect of children from the beginning of our relationship. I was always on the fence. I've seen how hard single moms have it, and I promised myself that I'd never be in that position. Plus, I work as a software engineer. I love my career, and I did not want to give that up to be a mom. After Alex and I got married, those fears went away. We were very much in love. I felt safe with him. I told him my fears, and he said all the right things to make them vanish. So we tried for a baby and had our daughter Ramona 2 years after we got married. The pregnancy and the first year with the baby was extremely hard on me. I had multiple health problems during and after the pregnancy that were life-threatening and altered my body permanently. I was disabled and nearly died at least once in the 6 months after I gave birth. And during this time, my husband grew distant and became angry frequently when we'd speak. I spent a lot of time in and out of the hospital and was unable to work. So a lot of the baby care went to him during this time. It was all I could do to stay alive and get better, being separated from my daughter and husband so much. Eventually, I did get better enough to help more with the baby, but after I was discharged from the hospital, he barely spoke to me. I want to clarify early that at no time did I ever neglect our daughter if I was able to care for her. I just leaned on him a lot during this period, but I was also fighting for my life and my health so that I could continue to be there for her. If I had pushed myself too hard, I would have made it worse or be dead. So we stayed in a state of limbo like this for a while. I was still in recovery, not back to 100% yet, but able to resume a somewhat normal life. And we shared more responsibility with Ramona. I tried talking to him many times over the next 6 months, but it was more of the same thing. He wouldn't speak to me, or he'd get angry and every little thing I did, insist I was making things up, and he would blame me for somehow criticizing him. It was a constant deflection from whatever was actually bothering him. I got another job about 9 months after the pregnancy, and things seemed to improve for a while, or at least so I thought. Not long after Ramona's first birthday, Alex served me with divorce papers.
God.
He said he'd fallen out of love with me a long time ago, and he was ready to start anew. I was in shock. Things had started to improve between us, but he explained that was because he decided to leave and he felt less unhappy. It was a Saturday when this happened, so I made sure he was going to be home to care for Ramona for the weekend. So I packed a bag and left until Sunday evening. I didn't say where I was going, and truthfully, I didn't really go anywhere but drive. I drove 2 states over by the time that I stopped. I just needed to think. When I got back Sunday evening, he was pissed that I'd left him alone with our daughter. He's always seemed really put off anytime he had to care for her alone, and this time was no exception. I sat him down and very carefully said, I will grant you a no contest divorce, but I am not accepting full custody of Ramona.
Wait, time out. She said that or he said that?
She said that.
Okay.
Hold on. She's saying she doesn't want custody of Ramona.
She doesn't want full custody.
Oh, okay. So she wants like a co-parenting situation? Is that what's going on?
That's what it sounds like, that she's willing to co-parent, but she does not want to be the sole parent post-divorce.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense.
If he was only pissed before, he was explosive now. And everything he hated about me finally came out. I was a horrible mother. I wasn't strong enough to even be a mother. I was too weak to carry a child, and now I'm abandoning that child. I very calmly stated that I loved her dearly and would not abandon her, that I would pay child support and visit her every other weekend, that I would be there for her in any way that I could, but I had been very clear with him when we got married that I would never be a single mom. He became borderline violent at this, grabbing things like he was going to throw them and screaming that I was ruining his life on purpose, but I wasn't going to stick around to be talked to like this. So I went and checked on Ramona, gave her a kiss, grabbed my bag, and left again. A couple days later, his mother texted me. He'd left Ramona with her for a few days, and she had some nasty things to say to me, that a mother should not leave her child, etc. I told her it wasn't any of her business and that her son doesn't get a free pass to restart his life when his wife nearly died when she was pregnant, and he became resentful with that responsibility. He's also been blowing up my phone asking me when I'm going to come back, so, quote, you can take your daughter, but I've only replied with, I've already told you what's going to happen here. I love my daughter immensely, and I will be a provider for her. I will always support her, but I won't be her primary parent. So, am I the asshole?
I retract my statement.
No.
No, he is the asshole in this situation. She was extremely clear from the get-go that she did not want to be a single parent. And I find it very telling that she felt that way before they even got married. Like, I don't know why that would be something you would consider before marriage, but I mean, kudos for knowing what you want out of life, and knowing what situations you do and do not want to be put in. But at the same time, like, she also didn't say, I don't want to have any custody of my daughter.
I'm not going to lie. I'm confused on what the different kinds of custodies are, because it sounds like she just wants the daughter on weekends, which also isn't, I mean, I don't know what primary and like is just the weekend. Like is co-parenting like half and half, like more than weekends, or I don't know how any of that works.
I think it kind of depends on what you decide with the court, but my limited understanding is if you're co-parenting, then each of you has custody to some degree. whether that's one person has the kid through the week and the other one has it through the weekends, or if it's, you swap weeks or whatever that ends up being. As long as both parents are involved, that's considered co-parenting. If there's a primary person, then they probably have the kid most of the time. And if it's full custody, then that means only one parent has that child permanently. And in that case, you could have visitation, but you wouldn't be considered a parental, have parental obligations. You may have financial obligations, but you wouldn't necessarily be a parent, quote unquote.
Gotcha.
That's my limited understanding of what that means. But she didn't say
you explain way better than we ever could. So.
Facts.
But she never said, I don't want to have any responsibility for my kid. And she said she would provide for her and be there for her. It just didn't seem like she wanted to have sole custody, which, and it just seemed based off what she said that he didn't want to have any custody with the way he was reacting, which
that's the vibes.
Isn't fair to her either.
Yeah.
Her being the daughter, that's not cool.
I 100% agree with Linz in this scenario. I feel bad for OP because they went through the ringer. Having to go through childbirth like that is stressful enough as it is, and not to mention the post-birth experiences that she had to go through. Having to go through all those ailments. She nearly died from taking all of this. Meanwhile, a good partner would have understood that, hey, my wife's she already did the work for the past 9 months. She's still going through it. As a husband, as a partner, as a father, quote unquote father, because I don't think he's a father in this situation. He's just a sperm donor. If you see your partner going through it, take care of the damn kid, because you are half of that equation, half of that DNA is your damn baby. And I feel a lot for the kid as well, because I am scared for the time when the kid is with the father, and it seems like the father just pawned it off to his mom afterwards, which is dude, what the fuck? And one thing that kind of makes me a little bit upset too is it's that societal pressure on women to be hey, they're going to be because you're the mom, you have to take care of this kid 100%. And it's so unfair because, like I said, it takes two people to create a life. It's only fair that you do half of the job. If anything, men should do a little bit more, in my opinion, because they didn't have to go through those 9 months. So that's just my piece on that. Yeah.
And to your point, John, at no point does she say, I didn't want to be there while I was sick. No one wants to be in a life or death situation. I'm sure she would have loved to have been with her child, from the moment the child was there. But at the same time, you can't be there for your child if you're not taking care of yourself first. And so as a partner, her husband should have recognized and respected that, to be yeah, I would rather have my wife and the mother of my child than have her push herself to the limit and potentially not be there anymore for either of us. And if it truly was something where it was too much for you to handle, you talk to your partner. You don't just go radio silent and kind of push them out and then wait until the 11th hour to be here's how I actually feel about you, and just kind of blow up on them and get potentially violent with them too. That's not okay.
That's scary. Yeah. I'm so scared for a child, to be honest.
I will say I agree with everything you guys said, but she a little bit for me is questionable. The only questionable thing she did all story.
It's the running away.
Yeah. Twice. I think I would be scared leaving my kid with in that situation. You know what I mean? To leave for a weekend or leave for a couple of days and just completely not be there. I think I would be scared for my kid. And she could be scared.
To counter that though, Sean, that's why I said that the societal, the fucking societal pressure on women to have to be there. Why can't the dad just be a fucking normal dad and not?
No, I agree 100%. I, even if it was the dad, if roles were reversed and the dad was just I need time to think about this divorce and just dipped, I also think that's kind of bad. I think that's not a good idea personally. But yeah, I think she obviously went through a fuck ton, like during and after the pregnancy, like tons of health scares, tons of health problems. And it sounds like, yes, he was taking care of the baby, but it sounds like he was being like low-key a fucking bitch about it the whole time. Like he's like taking care of the baby, which again, not a parent. I can't imagine how hard it is to be doing that by yourself while worrying about your partner being sick in a hospital. But like to complain about it, that's kind of like you're doing the minimum. You know what I mean? Like you're taking care of your kid as you should. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's really enough of a reason to like bitch and complain and then like constantly and why are you getting angry at your partner? She's sick, dude. Like, it's completely out of her control. It's wild for her to be like, I mean, I would love to take care of the baby, but I can't. I'm going to the hospital, or like, oh, I feel like shit. I can't do this or that. And then to be mad at her about it, like she could control that, especially when she almost died once, is fucking ape shit. So I think for sure.
And the fact that he said she was too weak to give birth to a child. I'm like,
oh yeah, bro,
come on.
What? Yeah, the whole explosion after it was, a real showing of character.
It's not like he didn't have support, because obviously he had his mother watch the baby. So it's like if he needed that time as well, he had a resource available to him to be able to be like, I just need to step away for a while, you know, to like work on me or to just breathe or whatever. And we don't know how much of that took place while OP was like dealing with her medical issues and things like that. But it's not like he was just on a desert island by himself. Yeah. Like, and if he did do that, shame on you, because you had a resource available to you that would, I guarantee would have been willing to help you out, because I mean, grandmothers want to be there. Like,
there's like a 99% chance that grandma was doing a lot of work and he was still complaining. I just feel like this guy is the type of guy, at least from the context we have, he sounds like a real piece of work. So
yeah, I would agree with
like
that.
99.99%, he's definitely the asshole. And then just the 0.1, I'm like, I would be scared. Yep. Personally, I would be scared leaving my kid.
I feel you. Yeah. I totally get that.
Especially because, you've been like, he's been angry at me, so I'm just like, a partner with anger issues, I don't know if I could just dip
like that. Yeah.
Without the kid. I think I might take the kid. If I'm going to leave without telling anybody where I'm going, I might take the kid and drop him off at my parents if I need to do some shit, or like,
that's fair. Yeah.
Drop him off to the mother-in-laws, be like, hey, he served me divorce papers. I think, I don't know. I don't know. It's just, that is a tough situation. I feel it just makes me feel even worse for the kid.
Yeah. And I will say, like, that's probably the one aspect that I think is pretty shitty on the OP's part, to just dip like that. Yeah. But we also don't know what sort of emotional state she was in at the time too. Maybe she just, she wasn't thinking like that. She just thought, I need to get out of here. And she was just thinking, just didn't, it happens.
Yeah.
Postpartum and all the combination of all the stress in her body, that
I would never know.
I'm giving her a little bit more grace in that scenario, but to Sean's point, I would like retro looking at it, I would have been like, fuck, that was a dangerous situation for my child.
Yeah. And you did it back to back, which is tough. And again, you've been through fucking hell and back at that point. So, all right. Well, that is the first of many sad and disappointing stories.
Womp womp. Sorry, Ramona.
Yeah, sorry, Ramona. Prayers up for Ramona. Yeah, a lot of comments in the original post and kind of on our subreddit are kind of like, adoption is a thing. It sounds like neither of y'all super want to be parents.
I feel
that
for
could
Ramona.
be an option.
I don't like kids, but please don't endanger them like that.
Yeah.
All right, this next one is being cross-posted by Writing Giraffe, and it's titled, Am I the asshole for not going home after giving birth because my husband missed the birth to help out friends?
What the fuck is a husband? Boy, you better help out your wife. Your friends can find other friends or hire help. Childbirth is like a once-in-a-lifetime experience for a lot of people. Boy, you better support your wife. What are you doing?
Huh. Oh, I'm just putting myself in that situation, and I would not be happy. We'll just say that.
I will say This one is frustrating. Not only the story, but the fact that since it was only posted a couple days ago, there is not a conclusion yet.
Oh,
so
shit.
that is
Okay.
a trigger warning for being a little unsatisfied at the end.
All right.
Because after I was done reading, I was like, there has to be an update, right? Like it leaves kind of like on a lot of questions still being asked. So let's see.
All right.
I, 32, just had our second baby a few days ago. And instead of going home, I asked to be discharged to my sisters. I don't know if that makes me an asshole or overly emotional or whatever, which is why I'm here. Some background. My husband, 33, and I were teen parents. We had our daughter at 18 and 19, and she's 14 now. It's been a long road, and we waited a long time to feel ready to go through it all again. This baby was very much planned and very much wanted. But ever since I hit the third trimester, I've felt kind of alone in this. My husband started spending a lot of time with this couple we know. They're in a similar boat. They had their first child as teens too.
Swingers.
Something is weird. And just had their second recently. I get it. That is a lot. Their oldest is 17 and they weren't planning on having another, so he's been helping them out. But it went from a nice gesture to almost daily visits. Doing grocery runs for them, watching their newborn while they nap, fixing stuff around their house, bringing food over, and sometimes with our daughter tagging along, sometimes without even letting me know that he was going to help them.
I don't like that.
Not at all. Meanwhile, I was trying to keep up with everything at home, going to appointments alone and dealing with the mess that is a late pregnancy. I brought it up to him more than once, and every time he'd either say that I was exaggerating or that he was there for me, just, quote, not in the way I wanted him to be. He kept saying things like I was being territorial or weirdly competitive about them needing help, which made me question myself even more. I also started noticing changes in our daughter. She is an ice dancer and has an intense schedule. And after going with her dad to help at their house, she'd come back totally spaced out, quiet, eating less. I figured she was just tired, but it started to feel off. She almost fell during practice one morning because she was so tired, and her coach made her sit out the rest of the week. That was a big wake-up call for me. I told my husband that enough was enough and we needed to pull back, not just for me, but for her too. He apologized and said he'd keep his visits shorter and only go when it is really needed. The visits were hardly shorter, but my daughter seemed less tired, and I could actually go to sleep with my husband some nights, so I counted that as a win. When I went into labor, I called him from the car while my sister drove me to the hospital. No answer. I texted him. Nothing. He showed up about 4 hours after the baby was born with a slushie saying he was sorry.
He had time to get a slushie.
Oh.
It better at least be the blue one because that shit hits. Not gonna lie.
The slushie was for OP. My bad. He did say with a slushie for me and said he was sorry. But the other couple had a rough night and he didn't just want to leave them stranded.
The couple and you had a rough night? That's what it sounded like for me.
Something is weird. And I'm scared for the daughter.
I am too.
I guess I have an accidental theme of scared for children in this episode.
Probably.
2 for 2. I'm scared for these kids. I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to make a big scene right there in the hospital, but when I could be discharged, I just had my sister take me home since my husband wasn't there. Now he's saying I'm being dramatic and that I'm punishing him for helping people who don't have the support that we do. He told me I'm being cold and that I'm setting a bad example for our daughter by shutting him out. He's also implied more than once that I'm trying to act like a victim when he was, quote unquote, doing what any decent person would do. His mom called me yesterday and said that I should be ashamed for taking the baby away. I told her I never said anything about keeping our son from him. I've just told him he can come see the baby whenever he wants. I've also been texting our daughter, keeping up with her, and I plan to be back home the moment that I've recovered enough. I'm not trying to split up our family. I just needed a break. a quiet space to breathe and actually rest. I'm exhausted mentally and physically. But now I'm just second guessing myself. Was it wrong to go somewhere else to recover? Should I have just gone home and tried to work it out there? I don't want this to turn into some drawn out fight or drama, especially not with a newborn in the picture. I don't even know if I'm thinking clearly at this point.
You want to take this one first, Linz, or you want me to take it?
That guy is straight up gaslighting her. My first thought when she was like, my daughter came back, like super tired and stuff, I was like, are they giving her drugs? Like, what are they doing over there? Like, what are they doing over there?
Yeah, some of the comments were like, what is this? Is it like a cult or drugs or something?
Yeah.
That was my thing. I was like, this is either blackmail, a cult, or some sort of like weird. I mean, the daughter's probably just in the house or some sort of like fucking orgy going on there. I don't fucking know. This is giving me bad vibes.
Yeah. Yeah. I did not have good feels when you were reading that. But she is definitely not an asshole by any stretch of the imagination for this. Like, you are doing what's best for you. You are going somewhere where you know your sister is going to take care of you and help you with your son and with your recovery. Because chances are, based off the historical data we've been given, he would have abandoned you to go help your friends, your quote unquote friends, with your daughter, potentially. And you wouldn't have had the support that you would have needed to be able to recover, because having a child is traumatic on your body and you do need time to recover. And you can't always do the things that you want to be able to do to take care of your child after giving birth. So you 1000% did the right thing. And this is like, maybe this is the wake up call he needs to realize that he's the problem. You're not the problem.
And he didn't say the loud thing out loud, but his actions kind of said it, like where you are, OP, in his pecking order of priorities. You know, like it's like, I'm glad that he's some sort of like a good Samaritan in a way. Like, I think not a lot of people have like humanity in them nowadays, which is, you know, completely like admirable to that sense. But you also have to learn how to set up boundaries, specifically in times so important like this. Had you have done that, and not even that, he didn't even communicate like, hey, I'm going to be here at this time,
that's
you know? The lack of communication, the lack of like secrecy, the kind of scary predicament that your daughter could probably be in, and the fact, like kind of what Linz is saying in the beginning, I feel like this person or your husband is gaslighting you, saying like, oh, you're crazy, or you're just marking your territory. Like, why are you such an asshole like this and that? A good partner would have been like, hey, I was over there because I was helping them, I don't know, like stain their deck or some shit like that.
Assemble IKEA furniture, whatever it was.
Or something like that, right? A good partner or someone that's not hiding something will give you something specific and be like, hey, sorry, I was there at this time. Like, I was helping him out. But for him to start weaponizing that and saying like, you're just tripping. You're crazy. And you missed the birth of your kid. Brother, you're doing all the wrong things. And honestly, I do not blame OP for going to her sister, because that's the only place she felt safe. And I don't blame her for that.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but it's like, if these are really your friends, shame on your friends for not supporting you, for thinking that this is okay for them to like hold your husband hostage, quote unquote, and not let him go and support you. Like, you're his wife. You are the mother of his children. He should be with you, not supporting your quote unquote friends. They've got a 17-year-old that can help them too. They're not helpless. They've got an older kid that can help them with shit. What the fuck? Like,
and to add with that, Linz, real friends would have hauled your ass to the hospital saying, you better be there for your goddamn wife right now.
Shit.
The fact that they, as quote unquote friends, allowed him to like help them out while she was having like, you know, prenatal appointments and shit like that. Or just like, you know, going to appointments alone. I think I already would be like,
what are you doing?
Stop. Right? Like, that's fucked up. Right. And then even when she did have the multiple talks, he was just like, oh, my compromise is I'm still going to do it. It'll just be shorter. Yeah. And then it wasn't shorter, really. So it's all around. I'm just so worried about what's happening there, just because it's like, all right, if it's some weird orgy shit, why bring your daughter? If it's some drug shit, why bring your daughter? So it's just like, I feel like there's no good reason to be bringing the daughter there at all. Maybe the only way it's normal is if he's like, okay, my wife is pregnant. She probably wants rest. Let me get the kid out of the house while I help out. But even then, it's like, I don't know. It sure feels fishy. Everything about this feels fishy and kind of sinister.
Why are you enriching another home when you have a home to also like help out? Your wife is the one doing 100% of the work, and you're helping someone else who are probably capable. And like what Linz says, has a 17-year-old that can probably shoulder some of the load. Like, I don't understand what this guy's logic is.
Yeah.
It makes zero sense to me. The one thing that really, like, the cult thing that some of the comments are saying that some of y'all brought up, it sure feels like he's trying to get his 14-year-old indoctrinated into whatever weird shit is going on over there.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. All right. Sad story number 2, down.
Damn.
Just say no to cults, kids.
Say no to cults. This next one is it's still sad, but justice is a little bit served at the end.
Are any kids in danger in this story, Sean?
Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, I'm scared for the kids in this third one. We're 3 for 3.
That's going to be like the subtitle of this episode. I'm scared for the kids.
I'm scared for the kids.
It's definitely going to be the title for this episode for sure.
I will say, after this, there are no more kids.
You say with like a question mark in your voice.
There's one with a kid, but the kid hasn't been born yet. So, like, depending on your stance on science.
Okay. Science.
I believe in science. All right. So this one, it's titled, "Am I the asshole for publicly humiliating my boyfriend after finding out he was cheating on me with a minor?"
Humiliate him so then those guys from TikTok can jump him. Run him over with a cart.
Vindication.
Vindication, for sure.
Vindication.
No, Linz, I'll join him.
Get it, girl.
All right, so this one is cross-posted by Plenty Ground Score Fix, Ground Score 8793. And it's not coming from Am I the Asshole? It's coming from r/2 Hot Takes. It's a listener write-in for them. They could be a listener for us. I don't know. But shout out. We're still...
We're not too popular for you.
We would never be.
Maybe someday.
Here we go. Hello, Morgan. We're not her, but hello.
We're just... brown people in Linz today.
Yeah.
Hi.
And by being our mom.
I'm the white person. Hi.
Linz can be brown for today. It's our month. We can do whatever we want.
Honorary brown lady.
She's our mama.
Hey.
I want to start by saying that I'm a long-time viewer on YouTube and I love the show. I could skip this part, honestly. It's not about us at all. Okay. I, 25 female, was with my ex, 29 male, for nearly 3 years. Again, that is 26, 23. Not technically under the Sean rule, but not terrible.
But based on the title,
on the title, it's going to go way past the Sean rule.
Yeah.
We lived together, shared a dog, talked about getting married. I was ride or die for this man. I supported him through depression, through job loss, through family issues. I gave him everything. And apparently that was not enough. A few weeks ago, I started feeling off. You know, when your gut just knows something's wrong? Mm-hmm. He was distant, cold, always on his phone, and suddenly way too concerned about his own privacy. I wasn't snooping at first, but one night he left his phone on the bed while he was in the shower, and a notification popped up from someone named M. I opened up the chat.
M for minor.
Jesus
there you
Christ. Go. A minor. We haven't forgotten, Aubrey. It wasn't just cheating. It was months of sexually explicit messages, photos, videos. He was telling her that he loved her. He was calling her his escape. The worst
Ugh.
part, she was 17.
Gross.
Say it, Sean.
Illegal. She told him. He acknowledged it, and he replied to that by saying, "Oh, put your ones down. Don't acknowledge that." Well, I guess
I had to. It's a wrestling term. People, all right. Sorry.
And he said, the creepiest line of all, just a few more months and no one can touch us.
Gross.
Predator!
Oh,
Go to actual hell.
Jail.
where's Chris Hansen?
Yeah, for real. Why is that show not always on?
Yeah.
I confronted him. He tried to gaslight me, saying that I misread the messages and that she was just joking about her age and that I was overreacting.
And you're still cheating, you dumb bitch. What the fuck?
He said, I'm a cheater, but
You're wrong
not
about
with
this,
a
right?
mind.
You've literally got all the receipts and videos and photo evidence. Like you can tell.
I wasn't overreacting. I was done. He had a birthday coming up and his friends threw him a party at the bar. I showed up. I waited, smiling and laughing as he acted like everything was fine.
Poison him.
Then I stood up, tapped my glass, and said, "Happy birthday to the man I thought I knew, to the man who was cheating on me for months, the man who told me I was crazy while he was sexting a 17-year-old behind my back, a man who planned to wait for her birthday like that made it okay." I then read out a few of the messages. I said I had screenshots if people wanted to see.
I love this so much.
And that I'd report everything to the authorities and that I hope he rotted.
Yes.
He stormed out. People were frozen. Some were even disgusted.
Someone
They should
should've
all be disgusted.
Someone should have
Everyone
chased
should
him
be
Maury
disgusted.
style. That would have been hilarious, dude.
Why are you running? Some messaged me later saying that I shouldn't have done it like that and that I, quote unquote, ruined his life, embarrassed him in front of people who, quote unquote, didn't need to know, and that I, quote, stooped to his level. Even his mother texted me saying I should have just walked away and let the law handle it, that making a scene was vindictive. Maybe it was, but after everything and finding out he was grooming a teenage girl, I couldn't just disappear quietly. So, am I the asshole for humiliating him publicly?
Nope.
Absolutely fucking not. And guess what? If the law gets in his ass, he's going to be publicly deemed as a sex offender anyway. So you might as well preemptively blast it out loud. So that way those people, if they ever have youngins around, that they've been warned that this motherfucker's weird and creepy. You're just doing the world public service and possibly saving some trees down the line. I don't fucking know. This person sucks.
Yep.
Deserves every worst thing that could happen to him. A cheater, a gaslighter, and a groomer. Fuck this.
Yep. The trifecta of fuck no. That's, yeah.
Love it.
That's a shirt.
Yeah. I hope that if I had ever found myself in a situation like that, that I would react with just as much badassery as she did,
Oh, yeah.
because people need to know that kind of stuff about you. If you are that kind of person, then people should know that you are that kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that his mom was like, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that," instead of being like, "Hey, my kid's a fucking creep. Like, good job exposing him." Like,
yep.
No.
That kind of parenting right there shows you why he is the way that he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that kind of fucking, if you had just taught him from, not to fucking shame the mom here, but, you not immediately fucking ragging on your son after that kind of news and that kind of evidence comes to light. I don't know. I feel like not good parenting. I feel like you should hold your kid accountable for their actions.
We need to stop coddling fuck faces.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
That's what we need to do.
Because then they grow up to be criminals.
Pieces of shit
Yeah.
like
pieces
this.
of shit.
Exactly.
Not a lot to say. A very easy dunk. A very easy not the asshole on that one. Traumatizing
for her experience-wise, because that's fucked up, but very satisfying to hear that this person got it coming for them.
Yeah, honestly, this could be on r/traumatize them back. This is a good or an r petty revenge. This falls under a lot of subreddits, and
great writing too. Like I was like, okay,
locked in.
I kind of want to hear what happens to this.
Like Linz said, truly probably the most badass way you could have done that.
Yep.
I would have folded so fast.
Especially,
oh no, I would have exploded day one. I would have.
especially like the clinking of the glass. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
Especially if she came from the shadows. Nobody saw her. Oh my
It came out
God.
of the dark. Clink, 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 clink.
Why, yes, it is me.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Fellow restaurant attendees.
I want everybody to hear this, even if you're not here for the party. But yes, we're ready for our last story of the day.
Let's do it.
Unless you're a patron or a YouTube member, then you get 2 more. But for the bores, for the regular listeners, this is it for today. This is being cross-posted by... Oh, last story, I don't think I gave any credit, but that was cross-posted by Plenty, Groundscore Fix, Groundscore 8793. And this story is cross-posted by Domestic Fuck. Both new users to me. So shout out Plenty Fix and Domestic Fuck.
Is your cousin international fuck or something?
Honestly sick. Everybody grab that now if it's available.
Oh, God.
This one is titled...
Do they got tariffs on that? On those?
On those fucks? This one has no children in harm. So we're out of that
Good.
area now.
Thank God.
This one's titled, Am I the asshole for flying home after my boyfriend drunkenly peed into my suitcase?
Ew.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What the fuck?
Why would you
In
pee
what
in somebody's
world?
suitcase?
Exactly.
I will say this. I do throw up in all the wrong places when I'm drunk. Never anyone's suitcase, but never a toilet. It's always a sink. It's actually 100% always a sink. It's quite unfortunate because I'm right by the proper place to throw up. And something in my brain says, that's gross.
Question. I know this is bad about talking about throw up, but are you if any of y'all have been this type of drunk, like are you the type of drunk when you throw up, you're done for the night? Or if you throw up, like I'm good to go again?
I've definitely thrown up and then kept going, but usually when I throw up, it's at the end of the night.
Oh,
yeah, usually a throw up and done, girl.
Damn. Yeah. I was notorious for being that. I'd excuse myself like, hey guys, I'm going to throw up real quick. Throw up. Give me another bottle. I fucking killed that bottle.
Come back and you're like, I'm ready to party again.
Person. Yeah, I'm a brand new person. It's like, they're like, you creepy motherfucker. And this is why I stopped drinking, because now I have liver problems because of that.
Life comes at you quick, guys. Take it
really quick.
Follow the horror stories from us. Don't do it.
Oh my God.
Or do it responsibly. I think you can drink responsibly.
Start drinking as a 13-year-old.
Yeah, definitely don't do that.
Partied way too young. God.
I didn't drink until a decade after John. I was 23 when I had my first sip.
I was wilding. Done a lot of illegal shit growing up.
I think I was 20 when I first started drinking. So,
yeah.
Small town Iowa.
I was a big CM Punk stan. If you're a wrestling fan, you know. I had pictures of me putting X's on my hands in high school.
Straight edge.
And that means I'm better than you.
My liver is immaculate.
Pristine. All right. So I, 24 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 30-year-old male, for a few months. He recently moved to another state for work, so I flew in on Saturday to visit him for the week. Things were great until Sunday night. Around midnight, I was jolted awake by the sound of the TV crashing.
Uh-oh.
I looked over and saw him standing in the corner of the room facing the wall.
He's a sleepwalker.
It was eerie enough, but then I realized he was peeing into my suitcase.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
I yelled, but he was completely out of it. When I turned the lights on, he seemed confused and claimed that he had no idea what was happening. That's when I noticed he had finished the entire bottle of vodka that we had bought earlier.
Oh, shit.
He still denied being drunk. Now, I don't drink at all, My last relationship was with an alcoholic,
Indeed.
was traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
My current boyfriend knows this, and we agreed he wouldn't drink heavily around me, and until that night, he had respected that boundary. He insisted that he would wash my clothes immediately. I waited, fell asleep, and in the morning, I found him passed out on the couch.
God.
I tried several times to talk to him about what happened, but he kept brushing me off, refusing to even sit up. Frustrated and hurt, I started packing up what I could into a backpack because my suitcase was ruined. I told him he had two options: talk to me or I'm going. He didn't respond. And as I was about to walk out, he finally asked if I was serious. I said yes, and then I told him I wasn't doing this again. He did not stop me, so I left. I walked to a nearby Starbucks, called my mom and best friend, then booked the next flight home. About 20 minutes later, he texted asking what was going on. I told him I was going home, and he replied, "All right then." Now he's saying he was too drunk to remember and that it's unfair of me to leave before he sobered up. But in my view, he broke a clear boundary, tried to lie about it, and then dismissed me when I needed to talk. So, am I the asshole?
Not the asshole. I'd be pissed.
Nope. When you first started reading it, I was like, oh, he's a sleepwalker. He's a
That's what
sleep
I thought.
peer. Like, okay. But nope. That's a very different story to drink an entire bottle of vodka. I would have left too. That's, if you say that's a boundary and he's just tap dancing all over it and getting so wasted that he's peeing in your suitcase, like, nah, you made the right choice in deciding to leave. Like,
Yep.
that would have been bad.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And not only that, he kind of showed, he unmasked himself there on a spot, right? Like you
Yep.
clearly said that, hey, this was my experience with my past, relationship. Would you please not do that? And you lied to OP and saying like, I'm not going to do that. You did it anyways. And then when she wanted to be mature about it and have a conversation, first of all, 24 and 30, well then,
I
she
didn't
wanted,
realize the ages there.
she wanted to have that conversation, be mature and say like, hey, I've just seen you like whiz my whole suitcase there. I still want to give you the benefit of doubt. Let's have this conversation. What the fuck happened that night? And you were like, still didn't want to have that conversation. And then when she says, I'm about to dip, you just said, okay. I mean,
Yeah.
pack it up, baby girl. Like,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of that relationship. It's not even worth it at this point.
Yeah, I think it's just real telling that he played the charade and like didn't pass the boundary. But then as soon as you were like kind of in a vulnerable spot, like not being home, not being able to just like go to your place, you're kind of in his mind maybe stuck there with him, that he would go ahead and now is the time to down a whole bottle of vodka. Which again, like alcoholism is a disease, like it's a sickness for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, how can you drink a whole bottle and then still be like, yeah, like that was okay. Like by yourself, you know what I mean? Maybe just because like in my mind, I'm a social drinker. Like
Same.
maybe I'll make myself a cocktail like at home once a month. But like really if I'm drinking, I'm like social. So I just find it hard to imagine ever wanting to down a bottle of anything by myself. Even if it was just like beer, like that much beer. I don't know if I would want that much by myself.
And it's not like they said, oh, we had a party and that's why there was a bottle of vodka. They made it sound like he went out on purpose and just bought the bottle of vodka and he was the only one drinking it. Like that's woof. No.
Yeah, that's tough. And I'm not, like I said, I love a cocktail. I love, a social night drinking, but a whole bottle by yourself, I think is like and again, I can't, especially when that is like a spoken upon boundary.
Yep. That's the part.
That's the big one really, is that she was open and been like, my last relationship, alcoholic, traumatic, would really prefer if you didn't. And then as soon as like, you're not in a safe spot, he does it. It's just, I mean,
it says a lot about him, like how he's not mature for like any sort of emotional maturity or like just maturity in general.
Yeah. Tough one. All right. Well, that is it for this episode. Linz and John, anything to say to the WikiManiacs before we close it off?
The floor is yours, Linz.
I just want to say thank you so much for letting me come back on the show. I've missed talking to you guys.
Likewise.
And also, I hope that if any of the WikiManiacs thought I was funny, that you'll give Ye Olde Crime a shout out or just try it out and let me know.
Do it. This is a threat.
I like to think that we're a good time, but that's just me.
They're a great time.
I'm a little biased.
A great time. Yes, but Linz, we can't thank you enough for coming on. We really love having you on. Cultivate fam forever. But yeah, like I said, I, as a fan, not even as a host, am waiting for the next r/confessions thing, whether that be behind the paywall or not. Preferably for me.
Behind the paywall.
But yeah, either way, free or not, I would love to see it. So thank you, Linz, for coming on, for giving your takes, and for
always
dealing with us.
Your kids missed you, Linz.
I missed my kids. I miss you guys so much. I love you,
Likewise.
my beautiful brown boys.
That's our brown mom.
Thanks, Mama.
All right. Well, that's it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you like the show, check out the show notes for merch, for Patreon, for YouTube members, and all of that stuff.
Also, Linz's links are going to be on the show notes as well. Make sure you give her a follow. Yeah. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen, and make sure to follow them on all the socials as well. We'll put it all in there.
Hell yeah.
Thanks.
We'll see you guys later this week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Get therapy.